Most people have no idea that the Sea Peoples weren't actually a single nation or army at all. Historians spend a century trying to pin them to a specific map location, like Troy or Crete, but genetic evidence suggests they were actually a ragtag alliance of climate refugees. Imagine a Mediterranean-wide migration crisis so severe that it turned families into a mercenary force that could topple superpowers like the Hittites and Egyptians. These weren't barbarians from a distant land. They were your neighbors, displaced by a 300-year drought, turning into the ultimate wrecking ball of history. And wait until you hear how they weaponized simple technology to beat the world's most advanced chariots. Here's something they never taught you. The Sea Peoples exploited the chariot gap perfectly. While empires like Egypt spent generations perfecting expensive, heavy chariots, the Sea Peoples used guerrilla tactics and new javelin designs to nullify them. They didn't fight on an open field. They fought in the transition zones, the narrow mountain passes and marshes, where the mighty chariot became a glorified pile of scrap metal. It was the ancient version of asymmetric warfare, proving that you don't need a bigger budget to destroy an empire. You just need to make their tech obsolete. But fact number 4 is the one that changes everything. Because it turns out their weapon of choice wasn't bronze. It was something much darker. Most people have no idea that the Bronze Age collapse was actually a systems collapse, triggered by an early form of globalization. Because every kingdom relied on trade routes for tin to make bronze. The Sea Peoples didn't have to conquer cities. They just had to disrupt the supply chain. By cutting off the trade routes, they effectively unplugged the internet of the ancient world. Economies crashed, riots broke out, and empires starved within months. It wasn't just swords. It was a total economic meltdown that occurred while leaders were too focused on prestige to notice the floor falling out from under them. Here's something they never taught you. The Sea Peoples might have been the inventors of the Dark Age aesthetic. After the destruction, writing systems like Linear B vanished almost entirely. We essentially lost the ability to read or write for centuries. The Sea Peoples didn't just kill the kings. They wiped out the scribes and the bureaucracies, effectively deleting the history of their own era. We are left with a 400-year silence in the record. A lost period of humanity that we are only now piecing together through scattered pottery shards and burnt ruins. It makes you wonder if they could erase the memory of entire civilizations in a few years. What else are we currently forgetting? Most people have no idea that the Sea Peoples never truly vanished. They simply upgraded. Genetic testing on survivors in places like Philistia reveals that these invaders eventually settled down and integrated, potentially becoming the Ansas, tours of the very cultures that documented their crimes. They went from being the terrifying boogeymen of the Mediterranean to the tax-paying citizens of the new Iron Age. History isn't a story of heroes and villains. It's a story of survival. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe. New video every single day. You won't